Hey, you made it, and congratulations on considering changing your drinking to a more positive, fun experience, as opposed to the over drinking or binge drinking that can lead to negative thought processes, hangovers, and of course, the curse of every drinker, weight gain. Now, you're probably going to ask, who is this workshop for and what type of woman would attend? So let's just very quickly bullet point what type of woman and what type of problem she might have that would come to this workshop. Okay, the first type of woman is the woman that drinks when she doesn't plan to or intend on drinking, or as I like to call it, the whoops drinker. So the whoops drinker is a woman that might swear off drink and say, oh, I'm not drinking now until the weekend, and she may find herself on Monday evening or Tuesday evening or Wednesday or all the evenings again with a glass of wine in her hand or whatever her tipple is, and she's wondering, well, why am I doing this? Like, what's going on? And we will be working very deeply on why we form these habits and how they come around and how you can prevent yourself from whoops drinking on nights when you're maybe doing the school carpool the next day, or when you know you have to be really productive the next day, or when you've promised your children or your partner that you won't drink anymore during the week because they see it's affecting your life and your mental health, and you find yourself just doing it again and again and again. The second type of lady is the emotional drinker. And I think most of us can identify with the emotional drinker. And the emotional drinker would be a woman who drinks because she would have stress, anxiety, depression, boredom, worry, strain, all these kind of things, overworked and underpaid. And, you know, maybe she's in a marriage where it's a little bit hit and miss, or she's struggling with work and children. And what she does is she uses alcohol really as her go-to relaxation, or to numb out, or to zone out, or just to have me time, or just to kind of get through a situation that's going on either emotionally or physically, that will help her to get to the next level and over that hump and into the next day. That is what an emotional drinker tends to do. Now, we will be again working a huge amount around that, because I think most drinkers are emotional drinkers. We drink for fun, we drink to get rid of sadness and all these kind of things. So that will be a huge topic on the day. And again, we only have one day to cram it in, but we will get it done. So the third type of woman that might suit this workshop is what I like to call the addiction avoider. If I had been given the opportunity to have one of these workshops before I fell down the alcohol rabbit hole, I would have grasped it with two hands, because it's for the woman that has seen addiction run in her family, and she wants to prevent herself or her children carrying on this addiction trait. So what we'll be doing is showing you how you can become an influencer in your family, showing you how you can be a better drinker, because children who grow up in non-drinking homes or drinking homes that are sensible or very managed drinking homes do have better drinking outcomes. They have a better chance of avoiding the alcohol trap. So if you are looking at maybe preventing yourself from falling down into that rabbit hole, and you know that you're teetering on the edge, you know that you could swing at any time and end up down that addiction trap, then this may be the workshop for you. So why am I doing this? Why am I doing this workshop? Well, it happened to me, and I fell down the drinking rabbit hole, and it was a deep hole, and took me a long time to come out. I didn't realize it at the time, and none of my family knew any different. And what had happened was I was actually in the wrong services. I went to the typical addiction treatment services, 12-step programs, 12-step rehabs, all them kind of things. Millions of people go, why shouldn't I? And off I toddled. And that's where I was told I had a disease in my brain. It was called the disease of addiction. It would get progressively worse. I would never recover until I was completely abstinent, and gave my life and my will over to my higher power. Now, that could have been God or a doorknob. It didn't matter. Now, that might seem kind of silly to you, but for some people, it does work. For 4% of people, that kind of treatment does work. But for the rest of us, it doesn't. So there are many other alternative treatments out there if you're drinking too much. If you're drinking too much, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're an alcoholic. It just means that there's something going on for you, either emotionally, environmentally, physically, even things, or even spiritually. And it means that you just need to have a look at what's going on for you, and then make a plan around your drinking. Make a commitment to yourself to make a change to it, and have some motivation. And that's where I would come in to help you. Find the motivation to give you, would say your drinking makes you that happy. I'll try to help you find something that makes you that happy, so then your drinking will become less important. But for me, it was a 10-year period of absolute craziness. When I went into the treatment services, I was drinking 2 bottles of wine a week, and by the time I left the treatment services 10 years later, I was drinking a litre of vodka a day. So I was clearly around peg being shoved into a square hole. And if you're in a treatment service and you're finding that it isn't doing you any good at all, and you have been trying, or you don't want to go into treatment per se, or join groups and things like that, then harm reduction might be a really good alternative for you. I only wish that it was around when I had started seeking help for treatment, because I should have always originally been brought to mental health and harm reduction. However, it is what it is. That's the reason I do the work I do today, and that's the reason I run these one-day workshops. So your next question might be, well, where is it? Where's the venue for the workshop, and how much does it cost? Okay, so the venue is held in County Mayo. That's on the west side of Connacht, and it's between Castlebar and Galway. It's in a town called Ballinrobe. Now, we don't actually give the address of the venue away, simply for privacy reasons, for the privacy and security of the women that come to the workshop for the day. Nobody wants to know that until, and you don't need to know that anyway, until you've spoken to myself or signed up for the workshop. And the cost for the day is €97, and that includes your pack and your tea and coffees all day long. It doesn't include your lunch, but there is access to somewhere very close by where you can get yourself a really nice lunch for well under a tenner. If you're interested in coming to the workshop for the day, have a look at the dates available. It's probably down here or across here somewhere. Have a look at the next dates that are available, that we're doing the workshops, and of course, give me a ring. I will need to have a quick chat with you before the workshop. I just want to make sure that it is 100% right for you, and that what you're going to be expecting from the workshop is going to be delivered for you. So you can give me a buzz. My name is Valerie, and it's 087 291 9098. I hope to see you at one of my workshops. And until we meet again or speak again, please keep safe, stay well, and of course, make good choices. Bye for now.